Welcome in, everybody. Guitar Setup Saturday. I've got a lot of used guitars down here at the shop. I'm at ZIMM'S Guitars right here in Mesa, Arizona. And even these little Epiphone Les Paul Specials, they need love. They need fixed up. I buy these things around 50 bucks. I sell them for about 100. Maybe I can bump it up to 120 sometimes, but it's almost just like doing a setup. You make the same amount of money setting this thing up and selling it, but you make somebody happy. Student guitar, intermediate guitar. So you gotta still give some love to these beginner guitars. You can get these things to play great. Test the electronics. The jack's a little loose. The output jack. The pickups sound good. And the volumes work good. It's just this output jack needs to be tightened up. Guys call it's the output jack. Guys call it the input jack. I don't think it matters that much what you call it. Let's go ahead, and I wanted to show you guys this really quickly. Look at the string height there. Really high action. We might be able to shim the neck. We might not have to, because I see that the bridge piece is very high, setting up really high. Fret ends are horrible on this thing. Get the strings off of here. I know if I was Dave's World of Fun Stuff, the first thing I would do is test the truss rod. I've never had a broken truss rod. But Dave's World of Fun Stuff, he's been around a lot longer than me, and he's a hell of a lot older. I'm just kidding, Dave. And so, let me go ahead and pull the strings off of here. I'll lift that up and move it out of the way. And we'll pull these strings off of here. And just to make Dave happy, we're going to test the truss rod. So yeah, take a pair of pliers. Pull these strings off. They've been wrapped around a bunch of times. Get these things out of here. This is the worst part, is getting the strings off of here. They've been wrapped around 2 or 3 times and stuck back through and everything else. There we go. Yeah, so got to give some love to this little Epiphone. And then I also have a Marcus Miller Sire bass that needs a little adjustment on the neck. It's fretting out a little tiny bit. Okay, come on now. Okay. There we go. Okay. Okay, we're going to pull the truss rod cover off here. Okay, so we get that off of there. Make sure that you have the right wrench to put in here so that you got the perfect fit. Okay, there, loosened it. That tightened it a little bit. So we've got the right wrench and the truss rod is working perfectly. I think the thing I'm going to do now is I'm going to hit these fret ends. So who do you guys know that has $100 guitars and the fret ends have been filed and nicely rounded so that it doesn't cut into your fingers? What other shop in the world does this? I know guitar centers aren't doing this. One swipe along the edge of each fret with my StewMac fret file, and you can see I got it right here from StewMac. These fret files are available at stewmac.com. I should have a link in the description below, or if not, I have an Amazon link that you guys could click on and buy anything you want from Amazon if it comes to fret files or adult diapers, anything you guys need. Click on that Amazon link I got for me, and I make like 1% or something of whatever you buy. One quick pass. Be a little more careful down in this area so you don't scratch right here. And that made a big difference right there. And then you take a StewMac microfiber pad and you just hit the sides like this. My microfiber pads are just about completely worn out. There's been times where I've washed them and got all the dirt off of them. Let me see. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to turn the guitar around this way, and I'll go ahead and hit the top end here, because it only takes a few seconds. And why not take this few seconds and make this a little Epiphone a kick-ass rock and roll machine, right? Leslie West, play some Mississippi Queen on this thing. Mississippi Queen, do you know what I mean? Mississippi Queen, she taught me everything. So your fret sprout is caused because these frets are cut to a certain size, and the wood here will shrink a little bit, but the frets, of course, they stay the same size. So that's why you have fret sprout. For some of the beginners that are maybe watching this video that don't understand that, to run your fingers across the frets like this to make sure they're all nice and smooth and everything, that makes a big difference. And if you feel these frets poking out and cutting you, that's not a good thing. So again, my microfiber cloth here. Just run that over here a couple of times. Okay. Today's string choice. Today's string choice. SIT strings. Power round nickel 10 through 46. Has 2 free strings in here. SIT, stay in tuned strings. And so with this tailpiece on here, it's got the Epiphone tag right on the bottom there. That's nice to see. So with these kind of bridges, this is not a wraparound tailpiece. Now you could top wrap it if you wanted to, where you put the string in this way and then wrap it around over the top. Or you can just run it straight in through the back. That's what we're going to do on this one. Alright, so there I got it pretty close to being in tune. String height is a little bit high for my liking. So I'm going to try to see if we could lower that a little bit. And so the first step to doing that is, let's take a look at our neck. This is a short scale guitar, and this is my notched straight edge that I got. This is on Amazon, made by Homeland. I've had this thing for about 5 years now. Check out that Amazon link I got. Lift this thing up like this and see how much room you have underneath there. And there's a little gap. It's good to do this with the guitar all strung up with string tension on it. And so let's snug this down just a little. Oh, right there. You can kind of feel it. That looks perfect. Okay. So now we can set here, and I always just kind of set the guitar up here. Buzzing a little bit there. So I can take a straight screwdriver, and I'm going to lift this side of the bridge just a little bit. So let's lift it about that much. I think what I'll do is just lower this side a little bit. That's my front door. And we'll see how it feels now. pretty good. I like how 9-gauge strings fill, because you can definitely tell it has 10s on it, but 10s are good for Les Paul, having the smaller neck or the shorter scale length neck. I'm going to go ahead and put the truss rod cover back on, because I think our neck is perfect, and going to tune it up, stretch the strings out a little bit, cut these string ends off of here, and move on to the next guitar. This video is brought to you by Swiss Picks. It's not just a pick, it's a science. Available at ZIMM'S Guitars or at www.swisspicks.com. Okay, so part of Saturday's setup, we have a Sire Marcus Miller bass, 5-string. Okay, so this guitar I purchased a while back, and it is for sale. It is a Sire Marcus Miller, and I'm noticing that it's fretting out just a little bit right here at the 1st and 2nd fret. So I'm going to loosen this truss rod a little bit on this one. So I'm going to see if I can get in here and loosen this truss rod a little bit. Wow, those strings are really tight in the nut. There it goes. Which means the nut on this thing is cut perfectly. There it goes. This thing still has the plastic, protective plastic film over top of this truss rod cover. It really is like new condition. Okay, there we go. Slide that thing out of there. Okay, let's see what we got in there. Okay. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and move the A string out of the way. And see if I can get the right wrench in there. That's the most important thing. Just getting the right wrench. That one's not it. There we go. Okay. A little bit right there. A little tiny bit more just for good measure. And then we'll tune this thing back up. Check it again. Sire makes such good guitars. Let's do the whole half-step thing down on this one. So we'll put it in E flat. Sometimes on these bass guitars with a snark, if you hit the harmonic at the 12th fret, it kind of picks the note up better. Okay, so let's just see real quick. Okay, that feels pretty good. I'm going to just put the truss rod cover back on, and let's move on to the next guitar. Okay, so this is just a Squire P-Bass Affinity Series made in Indonesia. It looks like International Cortec Factory 2019. Super high string height on here. I could lower the saddles a little bit, but I think I'm going to really snug the truss rod down on this one. So let me loosen the strings to give this truss rod a fighting chance. So this is just something I have to try to do real quick so that I can put this guitar out on the floor and sell it as a used guitar. You guys know I'm a used guitar shop. Bass guitar like this is going to price it probably around 150 bucks, maybe 140 bucks. If guys offer you know, 120 or 125 bucks, you usually take it. Okay, make sure you get the right tool to put in here. And I think it's going to be this one. It takes a real little small tiny one. You keep looking. It's going to be this size. No, that one's too small. Okay. Alright, I know I got the perfect one here somewhere. Yeah, so being in a used guitar shop, there's just a couple of things that you have to do to every guitar. And if snugging the truss rod down has to be done, it has to be done, because you want your guys to come in to the shop and be able to sit down behind this bass and just start jamming on it without any issues, especially if you have really high string height. You can't sell a guitar or a bass with really high string height like this one has. So there's a couple good turns right there. And that's almost going to be too much, but let me tune it back to pitch, because the strings do pull on the neck and it'll pull it back some. And with a snark headstock tuner and a bass, sometimes you want to hit the harmonic right here, because that will, it picks it up, the snark picks it up better. Okay, let's just do this for a second and see how it feels. That's pretty good. I think I can maybe give it one more little turn. Even with all that string tension on there. Yeah, so a little squire. It's feeling better. Let me clean it off a little bit. Dunlop 65. Spray some of this on there. This bass is in good condition. It doesn't seem like anybody played it. Straight from the factory. It's got something all over it that was kind of dusty. Nice looking bass. It's got both pickups, where you don't see that very often in the Infinity series. Maybe because it's the gold label, right? It's got that extra pickup. Let me do this. Let's plug this thing in. And let's see if she makes noise. Okay, I just noticed it's got a big chip right here. Okay. The electronics work. I'm just going to clean the fretboard up a little bit and then move on to the next guitar.